Today I'm going over a deep dive into the 2024 United States presidential election for the state of Wyoming. Wyoming, a state that has 3 electoral votes on the electoral map. And now with that said, getting into the video, the history in the presidential voting for Wyoming. In 2020, Wyoming got 43.4% of the vote margin of victory for the Republican for Donald Trump. In 2016, Wyoming had a 46.3% margin of victory for Donald Trump. In 2012, Wyoming had a 40.8% margin of victory for the Republican Mitt Romney. That gives an average margin of victory across the last 3 elections of 43.5% of the vote. As for the current polling average right now, there is not any polling data that's been conducted in the state of Wyoming, so unfortunately we do not have that for this video, but that is alright. We have other factors to look at that go over the state of Wyoming. As for the national vote of the last 3 presidential elections, in 2020, Joe Biden won the popular vote over Donald Trump by 4.4%. 2016, Hillary Clinton won it over Donald Trump by 2.1%. 2012, Barack Obama won it over Mitt Romney by 3.9%. Current polling average, as of the day I'm recording this video, has Kamala Harris leading Donald Trump by 2% of the vote in the popular vote, with an average margin of victory result across the last 3 elections of 3.5%. Now, when you look at the way Wyoming votes compared to the national vote, in 2020, Wyoming voted 47.8% more Republican than the nation as a whole. In 2016, Wyoming voted 48.4% more Republican than the nation as a whole. In 2012, Wyoming voted 44.7% more Republican as a whole, or than the nation as a whole. And the average popular vote difference, Wyoming across the last 3 elections voted on an average of 47% more Republican than the nation, than the national vote. Now for some presidential forecasts for the state of Wyoming in 2024. Real Clear Politics has Wyoming listed as solid Republican. Sabado Crystal Ball has Wyoming as safe Republican. Inside Elections has Wyoming as solid Republican. Decision Desk HQ in The Hill has Wyoming as solid or a safe Republican. And Cook Political Report has Wyoming as solid Republican. As for some counties I'm watching for in the state of Wyoming, one county I'm looking at is Albany County. This is a county that was very close in 2012, 2016, and 2020. Mitt Romney won it by 2.5% in 2012. Donald Trump won it by 4.2% in 2016. And then Joe Biden won it in 2020 by 2.7%. By far the closest county in all the state of Wyoming. Wyoming, typically a very Republican state. Hard to find many competitive counties. This is certainly one I am watching for. In the county of Teton County, it was 11.8% in 2012 for Barack Obama, 26.9% in 2016 for Hillary Clinton, and 37.2% for Joe Biden in 2020. This is the only other county in the state that has any history of voting Democrat, really, and a big numbers for the last 3 elections and consistently. Laramie County, Trump won it by 24.3% in 2012, 32.4% in 2016, and 28% in 2020. Laramie County is home to Cheyenne, the capital of the state of Wyoming. That's why that's a county I'm interested in watching. It's also one of the 3 biggest population counties in the state, along with the other 2 counties of Natrona and Campbell. Natrona voted 40.7% for Mitt Romney in 2012, 50.9% for Trump in 2016, and 47.3% for Trump in 2020. Campbell County, the last of the big 3 counties, voted for Romney by 72.8%, Trump for 79.4% in 2016, and Trump by 76.2% in 2020. Now looking at the county map for the state of Wyoming. As you can see in the counties I showed you in 2020, Donald Trump defeated Joe Biden in the state 69.9% of the vote to 26.6%. In Teton County, Joe Biden got 66.6%, Donald Trump got 29.4%. Natrona County, Trump got 71.4% to 24.1%. Campbell County, 86 to 9.8% in Campbell County. Albany County, 48.5% for Biden, 45.8% for Trump, very, very close. And Laramie County, 61.7% to 33.6% for Trump in this election in 2020. Looking at 2016, the county results all stay the same except for the county of Albany, where Donald Trump flipped that county, winning it by 44.6% to 40.4%. So a flip from 2020 to 2016, Trump was able to do better in that county. Now looking at 2012, where again the map was the same as 2016, the margins were a little bit bigger as well in that, but Romney was able to win every county that also Trump won in 2016 as well. 68.6 for Romney, 27.8 for Obama. That is the map, real quickly, of the state of Wyoming. Now getting into the parties for how I think they're going to vote. In 2020, Donald Trump got 69.9% of the vote. 2016, he got 68.2%. 2012, he got 68.6%, it being Mitt Romney. Conducting a range analysis, the estimated range on the low end is projected to be at 66.9%, the high end 71.6%. Barring a polling miss, I believe it's very likely the election night vote for the Republican for Donald Trump in Wyoming will fall between these two numbers. My own personal prediction for the state is Trump is going to get a little bit better than 2020, but not by a drastic amount. He's going to get 70.2% of the vote in the state of Wyoming. On the Democratic side, in 2020, Joe Biden got 26.6% of the vote. 2016, Hillary Clinton got 21.9%, with a lot more third-party vote than a typical presidential election. And in 2012, Barack Obama got 27.8% of the vote. This is getting a range between 16.0%, 16% on the low end, 33.7% on the high end. Again, barring complete polling miss on election night, I fully expect the results to be somewhere between these two numbers. My personal prediction has Harris getting 26.9%. Again, similar to Trump, slightly better than 2020, but not by a huge amount in the state. So my prediction for the state of Wyoming and its 3 electoral votes is Donald Trump is going to win the state with 70.2% of the vote. Kamala Harris gets 26.9%, a margin of victory of 43.3% of the vote in the state of Wyoming, which is pretty much in line, almost exactly with what the average margin of victory result has been across the last 3 elections, which is 43.5. 2020 was 43.4, so only a 0.1% difference there. So I think a very similar election as 2020 is what I'm expecting in the state of Wyoming. And now looking at the electoral map, I have done the states of Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, Alaska, Idaho, Montana, and now Wyoming. This puts Kamala Harris, the vice president, at 81 electoral votes, to Donald Trump, the 45th and former president, at 14 electoral votes, with a lot of states left to go. So we're going to be doing every single state leading up until Election Day. We got a long way to go, so please stay tuned for that if you found this video interesting. It is now 9 p.m. on the East Coast, and we have a second huge poll closings of the night, including several key, very important battleground states. The states with their polls closing right now are Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Now let's take a look at what projections we can make at this time. And lastly, the state of Wyoming and its 3 electoral votes we can officially project have been won by Donald Trump. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day. So I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.